Hello, good morning. Pete here from Do You Even Blog. Today, I actually wanted to dive into focus and more of how you can get more of it, do more focus for all the various ideas and projects and strategies and everything that you have going on in your business and, quite frankly, possibly your life. This is a topic, focus, that I've been obsessing over for quite a while because I've been really bad at it over the years. And I've recently kind of cobbled together 3 different strategies and ideas from books I've read and some podcasts I've listened to. Some of these things you've heard before, and some of these things you probably haven't. And so I want to go through this 3-part strategy that's honestly, it's shaping how I run my business for the rest of 2022. I actually feel really good right now about how I've managed to focus, or how I'm going to be focusing for the biggest growth in my business and the most contentment and happiness in my life. I actually feel more confident than I have in years right this second. And it's partially thanks to these 3 ideas, components, strategies, whatever you want to call them. So let's just dive right in here. I wrote them on sticky notes. So if you're listening to this via the podcast replay, you can actually go to my YouTube channel if you want to see the notes, but there are very, very few. You don't need them. Here we go. Number 1, problems compound, but so do solutions. So if you've been in personal finance, you've probably heard this idea of compounding interest, meaning it grows upon itself. You might earn 5% interest on your money the first year, but the second year you might earn 5% on your original investment plus whatever you earned the previous year. It builds upon itself. Well, if you haven't noticed already, there can be stressors in your life. There can be things causing anxiety. There can be challenges in your business, all the things, right? Not making enough money. How do I hire people? How do I get focus? All these things. These problems can compound on each other. Individually, you might need to make more money in your business, but that's also affecting the people you can hire. You don't have enough money to hire the right people, and you don't have the right people in order to hit these goals, and you can't hit these goals, and so it's affecting other challenges and issues, and all of those things build on each other and compound, right? Sometimes this happens more clearly than others. A lot of times we don't feel this, but there's some times when we're really overwhelmed and stressed, and we feel it, right? All of our problems are compounding. I'm taking a lesson from Philip the Great, Alexander the Great's father, Philip. I was actually listening to a podcast called How to Take Over the World. It was recommended by my friend Nick. It's actually really good. I enjoyed it. One of the things Philip was really good at was taking all of these problems around him that were starting to compound. He's being attacked from this direction and this direction, from the north and the south and the west. And instead of trying to figure out the whole piece of the puzzle, he chose one problem and he nailed it. He found a solution and he tackled just one as fast as humanly possible, which we'll talk about again in a second. Solutions also compound, meaning if you tackle just one of those problems in your business and in your life, just one, and you tackle it fast and hard and right away and you focus on it, that will make all of your other problems easier. It compounds on itself. Just the way problems compound to be more problematic and stressful and overwhelming, solutions can also make all the other challenges and problems less overwhelming, easier to deal with. You freed up mental bandwidth, that sort of thing. So you can see where I'm going with this. In business, tackling one little stressor in your life could actually make everything else a little bit easier too. Finishing that one project that you know you need to get done, focusing on it, finishing it as fast as humanly possible, makes everything else just a little bit easier and more manageable as well. So that's strategy number 1. You'll see how this fits into the overall picture in a second. Strategy number 2. Focus should be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Focus. Real focus. I was listening to a podcast with Ramit Sethi, author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich. He has a podcast. It's really great. I like him. And he is a multi-7-figure, 8, 9-figure, 20-figure, I don't know. He's a really successful entrepreneur. And he was saying, I also lack focus. I struggle with this. I know I should. I tell my team of like 100 people at this point, like, oh, focus is our thing. But then I'm like, well, we got to do this other thing, or we should also do this other thing. And it's small. It won't take up that much time. And like, here's our main 2 or 3 focuses and whatever. Okay. Real focus, Ramit says, should actually make you feel uncomfortable. You're not just putting aside the distractions in your day, the bad things, the projects you know don't make money, you know won't grow your business, the bad. You're not just saying no to the bad things that threaten to take over what you should be focusing on in your business, but you're also saying no to some good things, some things that are making money, some things that are growing your audience, some things that do help you and make you happy. You're saying no to those things so you can pursue your number one goal, your number one focus, not three, your one. What's the one domino that will help all the other dominoes fall down? This idea of compounding solutions, right? What is that one goal, the one project, the one strategy? You have to say no to a bunch of other good things that might be working as well. And that's uncomfortable. I know it is for me. As soon as I heard Ramit say this, I knew in my heart what my number one thing was. I just knew. I didn't have to journal on it, at the brainstorm. I knew. But the reason it hurt all the more when I heard him say that is because I had not been doing the uncomfortable level of focus. I've been focusing on it, sure, but also like 2 or 3 other good things like Do You Even Blog. Not my focus, by the way. Real focus should make you feel uncomfortable. Uncomfortable, because you're saying no to good things, things that might be working. And the last piece of this puzzle, and then I'm going to tie all 3 of these together, is something called end of day, not end of week. And this comes from another podcast from a guy named Alex Hormozi, author of $10 million offers or $100 million offers. I don't know. But he had this one podcast episode. He tries and runs his team based on an end of day ask. Meaning, if you work in corporate America, or if you work in any job really, you may have heard this term like end of week. Oh yeah, get it to me by the end of week. This sounds like a really cool project. Let's try and get that by the end of the week, or the end of the month even, right? Even worse. And Alex's thought is like, no, just not end of day, or not end of week, end of day. Like, get something to me today, right? And it's not suggesting that you triple down and work harder and work a lot more. It's that you drop these other things. You drop the number 2 goal, the number 2 strategy, the number 3 goal, the number 3 strategy, and you only focus like the pinpoint of your business on one thing, and you nail it as fast as humanly possible. End of day, not end of week. You put the other stuff for the other days of the week. Okay, let's take just a step back, and I want to tie these things together. So, and I'm going to do that with my own example. I'm just going to be really honest with you guys. So, my niche site, my number 1 niche site, I have 3 or 4, which again is not focus at all, should be my number 1 focus. No Do You Even Blog. I'm also coding and developing some apps that I think will make a lot of money in the next couple of years. I need to put those aside for a little while. Not forever, but for a little while. There will be other days in the week, but right now, I need to treat my number 1 niche site as the end of day thing. Get it done as soon as humanly possible. And by it, I mean reach Mediavine status. Enable Mediavine ads on my site, because that is my number 1 goal at the moment. It's the one domino that will help all my other dominoes in business fall down just a little bit easier. It's not going to solve all my problems overnight, but it's going to make all my other problems and challenges and issues and stressors in business and in life compound to be easier, right? It's going to grow upon itself. And so the end of day philosophy thrown in here is that I need to do this as soon as humanly possible. I can go back to coding. I can go back to Do You Even Blog. I can launch Do You Even Blog's products and courses and my membership, Online Impact, and all these things I can continue to do. But I should not be working on them 1 minute a day right now, which is stupid because I'm making this video. And I should probably not do that anymore or whatever. The point is, number 1 focus, go at it hard and fast and sharp to the point where it should feel uncomfortable that you're leaving other things behind, but get it done by the end of day, not the end of week. And yes, this is a metaphor. Of course, I'm not going to hit Mediavine by the end of the day, but I'm putting aside other things that make me feel uncomfortable and getting this one thing done as fast as humanly possible so that my compounded problems will start to uncompound. My solutions also compound on each other. There you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Follow me at Do You Even Blog on YouTube, Twitter. You can email me, pete@doyouevenblog.com. You can go to doyouevenblog.com, subscribe to my email newsletter, which is only a roundup newsletter at this point, and have a good day. Adios.